Can you tell us a little bit more about the research that you did at that time in Yale, like the global experiences? What was that like, and how did it help you eventually later on in your career?
Yes, absolutely. So the work we did at Yale, again through my mentor, Dr. Rick Altis, it was focused on HIV and treatment outcomes. Certainly, I'm not an HIV physician now; I'm a cardiologist, but that was the building blocks, the foundations of outcomes research. So we did work in two countries, in Peru and in Malaysia, where there are very specific dynamics in HIV transmission patterns. In Peru, it has to do with alcohol use disorders, for example, and changes in social behavior which may promote transmission of sexually transmitted diseases. And in Malaysia, it was similarly, but it was related to intravenous drug use. And what's unique about these experiences is that they start to help you understand all the elements that, in addition to pure pathophysiology, are then responsible for disease transmission on a epidemiological and system level scale. I'll give you an example. So when we worked in Malaysia, we collaborated with the Ministry of Health to launch a nationwide survey to reach all the HIV physicians who were prescribing antiretroviral therapy, about 200, 250 of them. And our goal was to understand why is there such a concentrated HIV burden among people who use drugs, intravenous drugs. Certainly one may say, well, they may share needles and they may promote transmission. But we also found that they were less likely to receive antiretroviral therapy. And as you dig deeper through surveys, focus groups, you understand that because drug use is illegal and can result in spending time in prison, and access to antiretroviral in prison is limited, then physicians were worried about initiating antiretroviral therapy with the fear of promoting resistance once the access to antiretrovirals was limited. And so you really start to understand how we have a great treatment, it works, the way to prescribe it is understood, but there is a whole other layer of further complexity and nuances that then we could report back to the Ministry of Health to target interventions back. So that was some of the work we were doing.
And you can only get that information with like boots on the ground and like being at
Exactly.
that at the level where things are happening.
Exactly, because also these dynamics may be unique to that population, that community. And certainly, again, it's a learning experience if you want to take that back to a broader level, but you need to keep in mind the country level perspective and why there may be hotspots in specific areas.